Greetings, one and all. It is I, Mr. J, welcoming you to yet another, what I'm sure will be an informative and tragic evening of quiz-based content on lovewrestling.ca. Yes, that's right. It is time. It is now time for yet another edition of Quizplex. I must inform you all that I am contractually obligated to be here. I do not care who wins. I do not care who loses. Because in my humble, let's be honest, not so humble opinion, I know all these answers. And you should too. So, why bother? But isn't it funny to watch people get things wrong? That's why I'm here. And that's probably why you're here too. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for your main event. That's right. It's time. It's time. It's Quizplex time. With your host, Zach Ralph.
Well, that's an ominous sound to really begin the evening. What's going on, friends? It is the last...
Chipmunks or something? Or raccoons? What was that?
I don't know what it is.
It's the squeaky wheel looking for grease.
Ah.
Okay. Well, I just tested my mute. It wasn't me. But all the same, friends, it is the last Thursday of the month, and that only means one thing here at Love Wrestling. Well, it means several things. But in this case, in what we're talking about on this particular stream is Quizplex. Now, we've determined Quizplex Champions. We've determined Quizplex Champions, Champion of Champions. But tonight, we are determining the Champion of Champions. Who is the absolute cream of the crop here at Quizplex, and who will walk out with the title of Champion of Champions?
Ron Levey bringing the big dick energy right off the bat.
Well, I mean, I could do the icebreakers, but I don't think anything will top that. But all the same, I'd be remiss if I didn't do my due diligence.
I just didn't want to hear the squeaking anymore myself.
It was heroic, and you did the right thing, sir. First person I want to introduce is Rye Levey, director of Out in the Ring. How are you today, friend?
I'm good. How you doing, Zach?
I am good.
Your favorite bottom.
Oh my goodness, we have that clip
And
uploaded.
And top two, but depends on the day, doesn't it, there, Zach? Huh?
Okay, I can do this. I can control myself. Rye, it is great to see you. I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're at a bit of a disadvantage because this is the Champion of Champions game. Now, past Champion of Champions, we're not available tonight, so you are a runner-up of a past game, but you're here to join in. Yeah, keep your clothes on, Rye, says Dare Amazing.
Believe me, I won't do that because I don't even want to see myself without clothing on. There might be a sexy moment later on where I put on more clothing, including snowsuits, maybe a hazmat. I do actually have a PPE hazmat suit thing over here.
Most people do nowadays, this COVID thing, you know.
What you do.
That's an absolute fair point. Rye, as a runner-up against two former Champion of Champions, how do you like your odds this evening?
That was about as well as I liked them the last time.
Absolutely astute, but we've had people come back, be runner-ups in Champion of Champions game, and pick up the W in the past. So we will see how this evening goes. To Rye's side, we've got Josiah MacDonald of the Wrestling Observer. How are you, friend?
I am doing all right. How are you, Zach?
I am doing quite well. Dude, I would be remiss if we just didn't take a moment on air to just complain about NWA and their just absolute lack of production value and how they cannot get their shit together. The left hand is not talking to the right. And, you know, just like they're just a complete disaster of communicating with their audience.
They most definitely are, because every time it happens, this is going to be next week on Power, and then it doesn't appear.
Yeah.
For like 3 weeks, and it would be not that hard to fix with like a voiceover.
You know? I think they have the technology for the voiceover, but I also would not put it past him. Josiah, past champion of champions, welcome back. And to my side, no, I'm not going to point the right way. Now I'm going to point to the right way. Canadian Goose, how are you, friend?
I'm good. It's nice to see Isaiah in here. I'm a fan of the Goose. I've seen that guy. He comes to our shows pretty regularly. Thank you for tuning in, bud.
You've got your cheering section joined in. Now, Ryan and I were just indulging about revisiting past clips. I was unable to find this one and upload it in a timely fashion. But, friend, from the second or third edition of Quizplex, your rap of Method Man's Know Your Role, I believe the song is called, the one he did with The Rock, will live forever, my friend.
Yeah, it's a good tune. It's from WWE Attitude, the Aggression CD, yeah. I know it. I could do it again, but if I give you a different one here. Goose. The Goose is on the loose and you can't stop me. I'm back again as a champion here on the Love Wrestling Game Show hosted by the guy from Smark and Friends. HONK. I'm a trivia Jedi and this is the way. I know y'all are smart. I know y'all are witty, but the fact of the matter is next to the Goose, y'all are trivia shitty. You want to do what you want to do, but you know the facts are the facts, and that's true. If you don't like it, well, guess what, pal? We can fight about it at Change the Game 2.
Wow. I think you just won Quizplex Champion of Champions by default.
Solid.
Wow.
Dude, that was incredible. I did not know that you had freestyle rapping under your list of many, many talents.
Nothing like
freestyle. I mean, I did think
nothing
about
like
that
great
for a couple of
wrestling
days.
nerd rap. Wrestling nerd rap. I love it. It's great.
I think Dare Amazing there has a good comment on our NWA Power. On the next exciting episode of Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, friends, it is marvelous to get back on stream with all three of you once again and get involved in a little bit of Quizplex. But again, Pro Wrestling Trivia is not the only game happening this evening. This is modeled after a pub trivia setting. And what's a pub trivia setting without a little bit of a drinking game? You see, there's a fifth person in the StreamYard room with us right now. He's producing the event, as he often does here, the last Thursday of every month. And that is, of course, Mr. Spencer Love. And whenever he pops in, you're going to take a drink.
Cheers, friend.
I don't have any
Cheers.
food, so I'll huff my permanent marker here.
I think I'm gonna have to do the same here. It's like a.
I got Pepsi. Is that all right?
Can't afford booze.
Absolutely.
Love Wrestling does not condone marker sniffing. However, we do condone the drinking game. We need a name for. I'm just realizing, Zach, I thought we had one, but I'm improvising right now. The Spencer has appeared on the screen, so take a drink game.
Oh, it's catchy. We'll put that on a hat.
Oh, nice. Well, if you want to put it on a t-shirt, you can get them at whatamaneuver.com. However, thank you for having me once again here on Love Wrestling's monthly pub trivia. Very excited to be back and better than ever, to certainly coin a phrase here in professional wrestling. Zach, I will let you get to your hosting duties, though, friend. I just figured it was time for me to pop in.
Absolutely.
Time for me to pop out.
I like your haircut, buddy.
It's a good haircut. It suits him very well. I will miss his Gretzky hair. I will say that much. I do like
it's the
Goose.
Gretzky hair. That's where I recognized it.
Now, you know what? I'm glad that Spencer brought up What a Maneuver, because the prize for this evening is a shirt of our winner's choice from What a Maneuver within a few parameters. You can either buy from the Love Wrestling store, which just opened up at whatamaneuver.net, but we've also opened up the door to purchase shirts from some of the friends of Love Wrestling. That includes Speedball Mike Bailey, Veda Scott, Mr. Warren Hayes, Josh Robinson, and many, many more, which we will, of course, sort out with the winner after this evening's game of Pro Wrestling Pub Trivia concludes. Now, friends, are you ready to get started?
I am.
Excellent. There we go.
Honk, honk, honk. Let's get fired up.
Let's just run by the gameplay. Each player is going to have the opportunity to answer 2 pro wrestling related questions. They will have 10 seconds to verbally answer each of their questions. If a player gets their first question right, we will move immediately to their second question. While the active player is answering their question, the other players may also answer the same question on their whiteboard or paper, which they have handy. If the active player gets their question wrong, the other contestants can be awarded half points if the answer on their whiteboard is correct. This is round 1, so correct answers for the active player is worth 100 points. Correct answers for questions stolen from the active player are worth half at 50. And with that, we are ready to get started at Quizplex. Friends, let the games begin. We're going to start with Kyle, with the Canadian Goose. Let's put him on the big screen. And let's get started, friend. Your first of 2 questions. Who is the youngest wrestler to win the heavyweight championship in the WWE?
Randy Orton.
Randy Orton is correct. Well done, sir. I'm going to say this much, friends. I drafted these questions, and as always, we move in like a bit of an ascending order of difficulty, kind of determined by a small panel. I think this might be the hardest episode of Quizplex to date. But with that, Goose, your second question, here it comes. 2 women hold the record for most eliminations in a single women's Royal Rumble match. Name one of them.
Asuka.
Asuka is not one of them. Okay. Josiah, Rye, take a moment to write answers on your whiteboard. Present them to your camera. We've got Bianca Belair and we've got Beth Phoenix. One of you is correct, and it is Rye Levey. Bianca Belair and Shayna Baszler both hold that record. We've got Dare Amazing getting the answer right. Bianca, we've got I missed a couple others there. No, Dan, not Rhonda, but who knows what will happen this Saturday at the Royal Rumble. Astrid Naya is another good shout. I'm wondering if you combined her record with the men's Rumble, if we could have seen something different. But this was exclusively a women's Royal Rumble question. But with that, we're going to move on to Josiah. We've got a pair of questions for you. The first. Who has won the most Royal Rumbles in the WWE?
Steve Austin.
The Texas Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. Points on the board for you. And your second question, Dare Amazing gets it correct with Stone Cold. Good Jim Ross voice coming from the chat room. Your second question. What was the name of Carlito's talk show on WWE programming?
Carlitos Cabana.
Carlitos Cabana is absolutely correct. Well done, friends.
I knew both those ones too.
Josiah was 2 on the ball. You weren't able to steal.
Way to go, buddy.
That's the first time I've ever gotten 2 in a row.
There we go. A new record. Rye, let's put you on the board and let's see if I can do so without embarrassing myself with some terrible turns of phrases. Out of the entire roster of NXT Season 3, the only season exclusive, I spelled that terribly, please excuse me, to women's wrestler competitors, who is the only rookie who is still employed by the WWE?
Mandy Rose.
Nope.
Nope. Mandy Rose is not correct. Goose, Josiah, do you want to write down your answers?
Naomi.
Naomi is absolutely
right.
correct.
That's season 3. Okay, yeah.
I think
Mandy's on another season. Yeah.
They fired Oksana, and it's a true shame. Goldust's wife.
I think you might have been thinking Mandy from Tough Enough, actually.
Yeah.
I might be
I was thinking Tough Enough. Yeah.
There you go. But we got a second question for you. What year did World Wrestling Federation rebrand as World Wrestling Entertainment?
2001?
I'm afraid that is not correct, sir.
Okay. I don't care.
Still plenty of time to get points on the board.
Yeah.
Goose, Josiah, what do you got on your...
That's
2002.
We got a pair of 2002s, and that's the absolute correct answer. Friends, That was an expedient blitz of round one. We're going to invite Spencer to come on screen and make all of us who are enjoying adult beverages enjoy another sip of our drinks and also tally the scores
it's
for
me
round
again.
one.
Not
Hey,
only
it's
a
you.
Todd Rundgren song, but a true statement from your producer here. Very, very excited. I'm also going to try not to put my foot in my mouth, but Levey currently on the bottom. We've all seen that he can get to the top fairly quickly, however. Canadian Goose with 200 and Josiah in the lead right now with 300 points. But as we've seen, it is a very close game until the final question is asked. There are lots of opportunities to catch up, regain points, and because I popped back in, drink. Come on, Zach. That's just good streaming.
No. That is quality producing, making sure I keep myself hydrated. Friends, that concludes round one. Now, before we get to our little commercial break, I just want to take the time to thank some of our partners here at Love Wrestling, people who help keep the lights on. And I am, of course, talking about our friends at Manscaped.com, because support for Love Wrestling is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming champions of the world. Manscaped offers precision engineering tools for your family jewels. A1 wordplay, always my favorite line of this ad read. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer, the Lawnmower 4.0. Let me show you the Lawnmower 4.0. Sleek design. Please excuse the fuzz of the green screen. That's just,
I thought you meant the fuzz of somewhere else. What were you thinking?
This is a showcase of the product, not a demonstration of the product. Thank you very much, Ryan.
About what the green fuzz was.
Yeah, I'm kidding. I know. Zach's green fuzz on his Manscaped equipment.
Look at how effective this is.
Oh my goodness, the things I get myself into when I'm just trying to do my diligence and make sure our
Do your
partners at
dildo.
Manscaped...
Do your dildo. What? You just
Diligence! Diligence is what I said. Let me just show you the light. Let me just show you a couple more things. Listen
Okay.
to that. Isn't that a great feature? Here's what I want you to do.
Turn it off. I hope that was the sound of what it.
Executive decision. We're going to commercial.
Hold on.
Ladies and gentlemen, isn't it incredible how little or how much these people know? This is a pre-recorded message, so I don't actually know how much has been answered wrong and how much is being answered correctly. I'm only assuming that there is a lot of wrong answers, because I have no faith in humanity. By the way, you are tuned in to Quizplex on lovewrestling.ca. We are currently on an intermission between people getting answers wrong and people getting answers right about professional wrestling, right here on lovewrestling.ca. Stay tuned. The show will return momentarily. Oh, what's that? I had to vamp more because, contestants needed a break? So, alright, fine. I'm here again with a not-so-recorded message to say, yes, you are still here, and yes, people cannot respect guidelines of 30 seconds or less. I don't care if you have to go to the bathroom. Save that for later. This is time for Quizplex. You need to be here and stay here. Because it's Quizplex, and where else would you rather be?
So I just want to finish the key detail of my ad read before I was sabotaged and the executive decision was made to cut me
Zach
short.
is going to be watching this with that item later.
I will
Are we allowed
not.
to show that kind of stuff on here? Like,
Yeah, let's...
It's not naked.
That's true. There we go. We're protected in that way. But all I want to say is that you can get 20% off your Manscaped order and free worldwide shipping wherever you're along the globe. Again, it doesn't have to be the Lawnmower 4.0. It could be the Crop Reliever. It could be just about anything from their fine roster of products. In fact, it is everything. Just use our promo code LOVEWRESTLING at manscaped.com. Your balls will thank you.
I recommend the feather duster.
The feather duster.
Just kidding.
Feather Duster is not an endorsed Manscaped product. I think our partners would appreciate me saying so. With that, I think we are ready to jump into round 2. We would have been ready much sooner if I had not been so subterfuged.
What?
Oh, here we go. Correct answers for the active player are worth 200 points in this round. Correct answers for questions stolen from the active player are worth 100 points. Once again, it's 2 questions per player, and we are about to get started. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, that's not, nope, Spencer, that was wrong. I'm going to start taking a drink when there's a mistake.
You do know how much I'm going to screw up now, right?
Perpetually, there'll just be more and more drinking by the time we'll still be on here like 2 o'clock in the morning. It'll just be like, all right, guys, let's pour another one.
There was something very cyberpunk about like Spencer being like between frames and communicating with me. But Rye,
the debauchery of all of you, just unacceptable.
we do apologize, sir. We try to keep things tame, but there's only so much we can contain. Rye, your first of 2 questions for round 2. Name all of the WWE Universal Champions who never stepped foot in NXT.
Oh my goodness. Brock Lesnar. I think that's it. It's the only one I can think of.
I'll give you a few more seconds.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm phoning this in tonight.
No, all good, friend. All good, friend. We're happy to have you here, whether you're phoning it in or not. You're always great company. Goose, Josiah, what do you have on your whiteboards?
I could only think of one other guy. That's Goldberg. Goldberg was never in the NXT.
That would be. What do you have, Josiah?
Lesnar and Goldberg.
Lesnar and Goldberg is the absolutely correct answer.
As you can see, I did put Lesnar's name.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't have Goldberg. I'm sorry. I only had Lesnar. My apologies. Okay.
I appreciate your honesty.
I thought I wrote it, but I did not. So,
Spencer, please award Josiah 1 honesty point for his conduct in that last moment there. Rye, your next question. This one is multiple choice, so I will not confirm whether you are correct or incorrect until I've seen the whiteboard answers. So, gentlemen, please start scribbling as well. In the 1996 King of the Ring tournament, who did Steve Austin defeat in the first round? Was it Mark Marrow, Savio Vega, or Bob Holly?
I believe it was Mark Marrow.
Goose, Josiah, what do you have on your whiteboards?
Well, I know for a fact he did wrestle Mark Marrow, but I'm not sure if that was the opening match or not.
I wrote Savio Vega.
I'm afraid I can award no points for
Bob
this one
Holly.
because the correct answer was Bob Holly.
Sparky plug.
It was the I was thinking of the strap match feud that they had. Different thing.
Yes.
Well,
I'm sorry, I totally forgot about the amazing 5-star classic between Bob Holly and Stone Cold Steve.
Or was he still Thurman Sparky Plug back then?
That's actually a fair question. I'm not too sure. I think it was.
He was Bob Holly by then. He was only Thurman Sparky Plug for 93. So.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough. For what it's worth, all 3 of those men were, in fact, competitors against Stone Cold Steve Austin in the tournament. The only person left out from that multiple choice question is the obvious one, being Jake the Snake Roberts, whom Austin defeated in the finals. Next up, Canadian Goose. Your set of questions.
Whom there, Zach? Well played.
Oh, thank you. I'm not sure I did it on purpose, but I'll take credit for it. Absolutely.
No, and now you got to drink twice.
Oh, I actually hit my nose that time. I'm gonna have marks on my face.
Gotta be careful of that honker, man.
Yeah, don't do drugs.
Goose. 1996, Eddie Guerrero started feuding with what WCW wrestler over the nickname The Lord of the Ring?
I'm gonna say Steven Regal.
I'm afraid Steven Regal is not correct. Now, I nearly phrased this question of putting both competitors and what nickname they were feuding over, but I thought that was like way too hard. But Rye, Josiah, what do you have on your whiteboards? We got DDP,
Total guess here.
And Rey Mysterio. There's a correct answer here, and it is from Josiah. It was Diamond Dallas Page, whom he feuded over with for the nickname the Lord of the Ring.
And it was about a literal ring.
I've literally never ever heard DDP called the Lord of the Ring, but
well, here's the thing. I got that little
Must
piece
have
of
loved
trivia.
that feud. Haha.
I got that little piece of trivia from this book right here, WWE Trivia. It was a Christmas present. It is riddled with many mistakes and inaccuracies. So I did double check everything that I used for this particular Quizplex. But yeah, that one surprised me.
Okay, that explains the image you sent me on Twitter.
I'll be honest though, like I would love to watch Eddie Guerrero wrestle Steven Regal. I think that would be fantastic.
I'm sure they wrestled at some point.
They probably did somewhere
I hope
on
so.
one of the
Yeah.
WWE
Like a
shows.
Saturday,
I think it would be way better than
WCW
DDP
Saturday
and
night
Eddie
or
Guerrero.
something.
Yeah, hopefully.
I'm going to put that research project to the people who are joining us in the chat room, be on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. If you can think of any Eddie Guerrero, Steven Regal matches that come to mind, you can find some on YouTube. Please call our attention to this. Don't drop links if you're on Twitch, because that's just going to get blocked out, but let us know where we can find it. I think we have a second question. Yeah, we have a second question for Goose, so I lost track for a moment there. Which WWE wrestler has forfeited the most WWE/WWF championships?
Forfeited them.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels.
Well done, Goose. That is indeed the correct answer. Shawn Michaels has forfeited the most championships in the WWE. Dare Amazing also gets it correct.
Can I just ask you if you know how many times he forfeited it? Because I can only think of the one instance, but it was the only instance I can ever think of anyone forfeiting.
I
the
believe it's at
WWE.
least two. I believe it's at least two.
Yeah.
It is two.
There was the Lost My Smile one, and then there was another one around there as well.
Because wasn't there one where he got beat up by a bunch of Marines at a bar or something? And
Yeah. That one was the Intercontinental Championship one, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh,
which
okay.
and then it was awarded to Dean Douglas, who lost it to Razor.
Razor Ramon.
That's a good question, but no, that was a contest. They outsmarted Sergeant Slaughter when Shawn Michaels just laid down for Hunter for the European Championship. So can't call it a forfeit, I'm afraid. But
I'm happy I got the question right. You know, I'm just a sexy goose, sexy goose.
Oh, somebody found the match. Apparently.
Rick Jules, friend of a member of the Love Wrestling team, found it on YouTube and Daily Motion. So I think I know what I'm going to be doing after this.
I'm betting it's a banger. Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be.
Even if it was only a 5-minute match from Saturday night, it'll be a great 5-minute match.
Yeah.
Can we find Eddie Guerrero versus Jerry Flynn? That would be great.
Oh, I like this. Now we're going to start outsourcing the chat room to find us quality matches. Let's do this.
No, I said, well, that's not quality.
No, I'm pretty sure that won't be bad with Jerry Flynn.
I don't know, man. Eddie Guerrero could have carried a broomstick to a quality match.
Yeah.
But with that, Josiah, we've got a pair of questions for you to conclude round 2. Who was Naomi's pro mentor on NXT Season 3? Bit of a follow-up question from round 1. The suspense.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Care to venture a guess?
Kelly.
You got it, friend. Kelly was Naomi's pro in NXT Season 3. You almost gave that away.
No, bro. I got to give you credit for that. I had no idea.
That's a complete shock to me because I just did a stab in the dark because I had no idea.
I'm glad that Naomi has become such a great in-ring technician from all the skills she learned from Kelly.
Oh my goodness. Kelly making an appearance this weekend at the Royal Rumble. An exciting time. Ryan, did you get that answer correct?
I did not. I was thinking it was somebody like Kelly or like an Oksana or somebody bizarre, like somebody who had no business teaching anybody anything about wrestling.
I don't think it would have been Oksana because
it had to be someone
also a contestant.
Well, I know. I'm just saying it had to be somebody like just the most bizarre, not a great wrestler.
My only thinking from then, it was like, that's like the peak Divas era. So I was like, who was untrained and taught by Fit Finley on the road at that time? And that's what came to mind. So.
Layla.
Yeah, that was my second guess. Layla.
Well, all the same, sir, you are awarded points with a shot in the dark. Well done. But you have another chance. We have a second question for you to conclude round 2. Shane Helms was the last WCW Cruiserweight champion before WCW was bought by the WWE. He'd eventually lose the title on SmackDown to what fellow former WCW wrestler?
Chavo Guerrero.
I'm afraid Chavo Guerrero... Please excuse
Chavo.
that
That's like
pronunciation. Chavo. Please excuse how I don't like how that came out of my my word hole. Chavo Guerrero.
I don't want to hear what comes out of your word hole. You disgusting human. You horrible man.
I'm leaning into it now. But Rye, Goose, do you have a guess for this question?
I'm going to say Billy Kidman.
Kidman.
Billy Kidman is correct. You both got
he
it.
forgot his first name.
We are accepting without the first name for, what other wrestling Kidmans could we be? He didn't lose the title to Nicole Kidman. We got a handful of Kidmans in the chat getting it correct as well. And so concludes round 2. And so here comes Spencer to let us know all about how that played out on the scoreboard.
I wasn't prepared this time, admittedly. I was very, very prepared to click through last time, but say Levey. It's a tight scoreboard here, Zach, and to be quite honest with you, I think it's fitting that Josiah's honesty point of 1 point has him in the lead over the Canadian Goose. We then have Rye Levey in third place with 150 points. But Zach, honesty might be a winning policy here on Love Wrestling's Quiz.
My goodness.
See?
Okay.
See what I did there? I think that was pretty good.
I was not
I should
actually
have got
expecting.
points for
You could put that on a t-shirt.
See what you did, Zach. See
I
what
did not.
you've done.
I didn't
See
think
what
I'd throw
you've
this much chaos into the mix with 1 point.
You've killed us with kindness, Zach.
He keeps talking about his hole and all these weird things that he keeps talking about.
My word hole.
Zach, we've got a couple clips in here from past
Yeah.
Quizplexes.
Oh, good.
Oh, please tell me you're going to play the Hulk Hogan Dolly Parton thing.
Oh God. Oh.
My heart. For anyone who ever wants to get it, Zach, just send him a Hulk Hogan.
Oh my goodness! I think we only have the one clip. Unfortunately, I didn't have all the time I wanted to research. But Ryan and I have been going back and forth all night, and it all really stems out of this clip that we're going to share with you. If you weren't here for, I believe, the November game, well, you're in for a treat with this little clip at my expense.
Fortunes change all the time. In third place, we have Rye with 250 points.
From top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I that cracked hole. No. Hey.
It wasn't on purpose, but it was solid.
Dude. I'm sorry. I do not need
God
you to
damn
tell
it.
the world about my sex life. But if you wanted to know.
I got nothing to say. Let's go to commercial, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now on an intermission, so do what you will. Refresh your drinks, go to the bathroom, feed your dog, feed your cat if you are so inclined. Don't know why you would be feeding a dog or a cat at this particular hour, because it is Quizplex, and every single ounce of your focus should be on this show. So, the cat, the dog can wait. Grandmother can wait on the phone for a few more moments. Call her back. She can wait. You are watching Quizplex right here on lovewrestling.ca.
I like to see that the chat room is still having a few laughs over that clip. And yes, Luke, I almost did it again. Lawrence joining us, the original Quizplex champion and producer on that particular edition of Quizplex. Thanks for stopping by. And everyone who's tuning into Love Wrestling, please stand by and keep an ear to the ground for Lawrence's upcoming program, Cheap Pop with Lawrence, coming to Love Wrestling very, very soon. Friends, we're heading into the last round of the 13th game of Quizplex. This is insane. High stakes, 1 question per player. Correct answer is going to be, for the active player, worth 500 points. Correct answers for questions stolen from the active player are worth half at 250. Once again, high stakes, do or die. 1 point might be the difference here. If you guys are thirsty, may I suggest a Fizzplex?
Okay.
With that, let's kick it off. Josiah, point leader with 1 point by 1 point. Your question for round 3. Which of WWE's Big Four pay-per-views was the first to be broadcast in high definition?
SummerSlam.
You know what? This is a bit of a multiple choice question. Rye, Goose, show me what you got in your whiteboard before I confirm.
I'm going to say Royal Rumble.
And Rye?
RR.
Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble.
That's not a pay-per-view.
We know what he means. Royal Rumble was indeed correct. The 30-man spectacle was the first to be broadcast in high definition.
I'm going to be in one of those on Saturday night.
Really?
Yep. I'm going to toss 29 other guys out of the ring. 30 if you want to count Jack Pride as 2 people.
Okay.
No.
Who's doing that? RCW?
Yep.
Excellent. Best of luck in that contest, sir. It's only appropriate to run another Royal Rumble during that weekend. Rye, your question for round 3, your final question of the Champion of Champions edition of Quizplex. Who has the shortest reign as WWE Divas Champion?
Why do I want to say... I'm going to say Naomi.
I'm afraid Naomi is not correct, friend. Josiah, Goose, what do you have on your papers?
I am just taking a complete shot in the dark here, but I'm going to say Lita.
I don't know, so I'm going to take a complete shot in the dark again. I'm going to say Layla.
3 shots in the dark, and I'm afraid they all missed. The correct answer is Jillian Hall, who won and lost on the same edition of Raw. And here we go.
Jillian Hall would cut an album with me.
I mean, you just demonstrated that you have full chops and credentials to do so. And if anyone has contact with Jillian Hall and can put Goose in touch, I would buy this album. But
Make
Goose, before we get to your lucrative career in record producing and musical recording, I don't know what the proper professional term would be. Let's get to your final question for the Champion of Champions edition of Quizplex. Name a Royal Rumble winner who won with only 1 single elimination.
Ric Flair.
Ric Flair is not a correct answer, I'm afraid to say.
Darn. I didn't know, and I knew Ric Flair was in there for a long, long time, but I just had a feeling that he wanted to take heat the whole time. And
he came in number 3 in that fabled 1994, I believe 94 run. 92. Thank you. Josiah, Rye, what do you have on your sheets? We've got Vince McMahon and Jim Duggan. We've got a correct answer there. It's Josiah MacDonald getting Vince McMahon, and the other correct answer is Randy Orton.
Vince McMahon was a good answer for sure.
Yeah, eliminating Stone Cold Steve Austin in that, a very fun Royal Rumble, but a very heavily booked one as well. And there it is. That's the conclusion. We're going to figure out who is the champion of Champions.
I'm going to say it's not me.
Well, not with that attitude, Rye. Spencer, take it away, friend.
Well, Zach, this is in fact the closest game of Quizplex that we have ever hosted here on Love Wrestling. Unfortunately, Rye, well, depending on which day of the week it is, you continued to be on the bottom the whole time. 400 points and earned every one of them, but unfortunately finishing in third. In second place, his first defeat here on Love Wrestling, we've got the Canadian Goose with 950 points.
Fucking bullshit.
And in first place with 951 points for his additional honesty point awarded in the second round. Josiah, you know we gotta make you give a speech. How's it feel?
Honesty is always the best policy. There's my speech.
And everybody just shocked in the crowd, whether it be for that or whether it be for Spencer's hair being gone. It's all gone. However, our integrity is not. Josiah, congratulations. We are incredibly proud of you for becoming a champion of champions. Zach, I'm going to let you close this one out because I got a feeling you're going to have to answer to that guy on the right.
Yeah, we've got to have a talk here, Goose. This wasn't supposed to be like the Quizplex screw job or anything to that effect. But
I'm just kidding, brother. I'm totally okay with that. But unless he wants to like attack me after the match, then we'll have a problem. But
well, friend, again, like I'm actually a little bit relieved about the honesty point because, again, I did not have like a tiebreaker question prepared or anything to that effect. So like we would have been scrambling for something new. And but Goose, thank you very much for being such a good sport. Because again, Josiah is a hell of a competitor, and it's nice to see someone.
I legit thought I lost. I like because when he was saying the first loss in this, I haven't lost in this before, so I was like, oh no, I gotta lose.
I haven't lost at this before either.
And I have.
You wrote an actual rap song about it.
Gotta keep my record intact there.
Oh my God, Goose is gonna have a diss track ready for us next time.
Yeah. I'm already gonna get Jillian Hall on the horn. We're gonna make fun of you on Monday Night Raw. You get us hooked up. I'll come on the Brian and Vinny Figure 4 Online Wrestling Observer website, and I'll cut a rap on you on there. You tell them that. Canadian Goose has got it out for you, pal. Honk, honk, honk. Feathers are gonna fly.
This has quite easily been my favorite edition of Quizplex ever.
Well, Spencer, before you pop off screen, let the audience know where to follow you on social media.
Well, Zach, I'll do you one better. Not only can you follow me, Spencer Love, at Spenny Love. You can find that in the little thing there in the bottom left of my personal screen. But if you want to follow all of us here at Love Wrestling over to Putting You Over, we're going to be rating them following today's stream over on the Twitch side of things. Go hang out with them. And then to be quite honest with you, maybe we'll hop back on here, if not tonight, maybe tomorrow morning for some more Oregon Trail on my personal end of things. That was some of the most fun I've had in a long time, was streaming that yesterday. Unfortunately, Seth Rollins walking out on me sort of put a damper on the whole thing. But next time we're doing it, we're tackling the Oregon Trail with Evolution featuring Mark Jindrak. So stay tuned for that one.
I'm pretty sure Mark Jindrak actually died of dysentery. I haven't heard of him in a long time.
No. He's still out there. He's still wrestling independent, if I'm not mistaken.
And in Mexico.
There we go. Rye, where to follow you on social media, and give us an update on Out in the Ring.
Well, let's see. Out in the Ring is in post-production right now. We're on the festival. We're submitting to festivals, just waiting to get that finished. And you can follow us on Twitter at Out in the Ring, on Instagram at Out in the Ring Doc, and on Patreon at Out in the Ring.
Marvelous.
So, Out in the Ring is like a documentary film and stuff. I thought it was your podcast, but I thought you brought various wrestlers.
Is the documentary feature film about LGBTQIA plus professional wrestlers.
Oh, okay. Well,
So,
I mean, I just for anyone that might be a good idea to do a podcast with LGBT wrestlers and have that could be the subject of the show.
There's actually a great one out there already. LGBT in the Ring.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
A good shout, Rye. Definitely one to check out. Goose, what is your your handle is right there, but where else can we follow you on the old socials?
Definitely at Canadian Goose KS. I do have a page on Facebook, the Canadian Goose. Kyle Shaw is my main page on Facebook, just because that's my actual name, Kyle Shaw. That's what the KS stands for. You can also find me this weekend. I'm going to be in Radway tomorrow night at Radway Rampage, wrestling for Real Canadian Wrestling. And then on Saturday, instead of going and watching the WWE Royal Rumble, I'm going to be competing in the Battlegrounds Royal Rumble for RCW. I'm also going to be winning that match. They put me right in the center of the poster because I'm the best looking and I'm going to win.
Best of luck.
Honk.
Honk, honk, honk. And Josiah, the champion of champions. Where can we follow you and keep up with your work, sir?
Well, first, Zach, you know the next one is going to have to be the Champions Series of Champions.
Oh, geez, no, we're not doing that. At most, I was ready to.
And then he's gonna have to call me in again, and it's gonna be the guy who's lost the guy who's lost the most on this.
Well, yeah, I
That's
had
how
to
we
make
have
the,
to do it now.
I had to make the NWA Power joke for Zach. I knew he would.
If you want to
recoil in
series.
fear.
now,
But,
if you want to stack the deck for me, 80s Stampede Wrestling, I'm in.
Okay, we'll have a special showcase of Riot and your knowledge of that particular.
We're definitely doing that.
Yes,
I will do that.
So
I grew up in Alberta. What can I tell you?
I personally know some guys that have wrestled in Stampede.
I know a lot of those guys.
I've wrestled a couple of them. I've wrestled
if you
Kenny Johnson, Steve Rivers.
Chippy. Oh,
Astrid.
Oh.
Is she casting shade here? What's going on? I don't understand that reference.
It's shade on the NWA.
She goes, at least this champion series will air.
I just headbutted my mic while bowing to Astrid's comment.
My social media.
Yes, you have social media to plug. Josiah, let's put you on the full screen so we.
At WR Central on Twitter and at WR Central on Twitch, which tomorrow night at 7 Eastern, I am going to be going live on Twitch and discussing my Observer Awards picks for 2021. So you can join me there tomorrow night if you're watching. And I'll just go through all the awards and what my picks are for them. And if I don't know a category, I'll skip it. But I'll be submitting my votes this weekend for that. So tomorrow night on Twitch, I'll be doing that. I'm also recording it for a podcast. So I'm not sure when I'm going to launch my actual podcast, but that's going to be kind of like me dipping my toes in the water with Twitch and podcasting for a little bit on my own. And you can read my stuff at WrestlingObserver/F4WOnline.com. And you can also read, that's where I recap NWA Power. And soon at DailyDDT.com, I am going to have an article coming out analyzing the Daily DDT End of Year Awards storyline of the year, which was Hangman Page, his journey to the championships. So
Marvelous. And on top of that, 3 years from now, you will be invited back to be a part of the Champion of Champions edition of Quizplex. So please start studying today because it's going to be a difficult episode. Gentlemen, thank you all for being a part of Quizplex. I thank everyone who tuned in tonight, whether you tuned into just Quizplex or also joined us for Between Two Beards, which is the marvelous lead-in. Well, they're weekly, but when on the last Thursday, they're a marvelous lead-in for Quizplex. You can follow me on social media at SmarkMouth on Twitter, at smark.mouth on Instagram, and you can check out my interview with Michael Jackson impersonator and professional wrestler Santana Jackson on Love Wrestling tomorrow.
Yeah.
I want to wrestle him too.
He is so fun.
I want to tag team with him.
That dude is
I'll do the music and he can dance.
He is a great person to talk to. I look forward to sharing that conversation. That is tomorrow on Love Wrestling, probably around 1 p.m. Eastern. And once again, to everyone who tuned into Quizplex, thank you very much, and we will see you next month.
Ladies and gentlemen, the points have been tallied, the winners have been announced, the losers have been sent packing, and I am still as ever Mr. J, better than everyone that competed tonight. It is, as always, a fact of life. In case you're wondering when this lovely, lovely show will be returning,